Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Bensday with Batgirl and Ben. Hello, Ben. How are you?
Hey, I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Couple weeks of me taking off to work on my studies and do papers. That was the fun part of my last 2 weeks. What have you been up to?
Just a lot of prep for CitizenCon. This is our busiest time of year, so it's...
Are you going?
No, I'm not going. I'll be here.
You're not going to go to Austin either?
I am still trying to make Austin happen, but it's looking less likely.
You should come to Atlanta and go to our Bar Citizen since I had to back out of VerseCon.
I would love to go to Atlanta.
Yeah. It would be sweet. You missed it this year, but you could make it next year.
I think I can make it next year.
Yeah. So, I guess with your top secret emails out to the concierge, all of those people that were supposed to be told things in confidence have thrown out their, thrown out their confidence, thrown out their ability to keep a secret. And everywhere there's threads about the new ship that's going to be introduced at CitizenCon. And it comes from one of my favorite companies and one of my favorite entrepreneurs, Silas Galarner. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it is the Pioneer.
That's right.
So I'm thinking that at this point we have a fully fleshed out tech tree of ships for the exploration mechanic.
Okay.
Is that about right? Oh, come on. It's called the Pioneer. That's my rank.
I can't
in
say.
Elite Dangerous right now. Oh, my God. You got to be... All right, well, you got to move your camera down just a little bit so we can see more than your chin and above. But holy cow, you can't say. So maybe I can ask this question a different way. At the beginning of the year, when you talked about the ships for 2017, what's the game year?
47.
47. You said this was a year that you were going to concentrate on ships that had something to do with industry, was it? Or professions?
I think just, professions. Fewer military ships, more job ships.
But, I mean, the military track is pretty much worked out. I mean, you could say it starts with Aurora, Mustang, and Reliant, but it truly starts with the 300 series, specifically the 325. And it culminates... or ends with the amazing, awesome, and beautiful, and tremendously big and expensive Javelin. So we have that, right?
Yeah.
And then we have cargo ships, which do start with things like the Aurora CL, but I mean, probably the first real cargo ship that people are going to get their hands on is like a Hull A, B, C, D, E. So that's fleshed out. Theoretically, which you can't answer, because you want it to be the big reveal, which I will give you. The Pioneer would be the end of that tree. So where do you see building more ships for trees like the Science Tree? Right now we have one ship, the Endeavor.
We basically have a wish list of all the different careers we're imagining, and do we have a small ship in that career? Do we have a medium ship? Do we have a large ship? So we reference that quite a bit when we're putting together plans.
So mining ships, we have one right now, which is the Prospector.
And
then you have the Orion.
Yeah, the Orion's the big miner. I think we're still short of small miner. So I think we go medium for the Prospector and very large for the Orion.
Okay. But there was also something else said in that although these ships that can do specific tasks, like a Carrack being amazingly awesome at being an exploration ship, you could potentially do almost any profession in any ship with the right parts.
Yeah, there's to varying degrees. I mean, you're not going to be hauling cargo in a Razor, and you're not going to be racing in a Hull E. But the idea is not that there's one ship for every job; it's that there's different ships that can be taken in different directions.
Diversity.
Yeah.
So I mean that was pretty much my thoughts on there. I didn't mean to throw you under the bus with the question about the Pioneer, but it is out there, and I figured people are talking about it. Let them hear you not answer the question. I mean, let them hear you answer the question.
I've seen a lot of speculation today. There are a lot of folks who are right. There are a lot of folks who are wrong. So
okay, if I was one of those folks, which side of that track would I be on? always called the Pioneer. Oh my God. Discovery. Star Trek Discovery. Have you watched it yet?
Yeah, we're keeping up with it.
Did you see they dropped the F-bomb twice in one episode?
I did, and it was weird because they did drop the F-bomb twice in one episode, but it was also the most Star Trek-y episode of the show so far with the moral questions and that little bit lighter. So I'm enjoying it. I at this point I have no idea what to expect, so it's something new every week.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, people are really upset about it being on a behind this gateway of pay, right? Paying for it. And I agree with them that, you know, to have to pay for it and all the things you have to pay for today. CBS has one thing. They don't even archive their own Big Bang Theory, which is kind of weird.
But you can watch every episode of Carolyn in the City. No, I get that reaction, and I feel like a lot of people are looking at it and saying, oh man, I hate this because it's not 1987 and I'm not tuning the rabbit ears on my TV in to watch Next Generation, or it's not 1995 and I'm begging my cable provider to add UPN. No, it's not those things, but that's just the passage of time. If things are going to be different and if you can't figure out how to enjoy them, I feel bad.
Okay. I am leading you into a question here. I am going to forewarn you. Okay. The Discovery is a one-of-a-kind ship, a ship that performs a role that no other ship does.
Now it is. There were two.
Well, I mean, just come on. Can this possibly be the same thing as the Pioneer? A ship that performs a role no other ship does?
Well, it's certainly a ship that performs a role no other ship so far does.
Okay, so I'm wrong. It's not an exploration ship. Okay, that's good. I like that. Okay, no other ship performs that role. It's a giant medical frigate. I like it. We had to protect those a lot in X-Wing. So, Ezra... Oh, yeah.
That's one of those things where, you know, X-Wing is clearly lensed from the Star Wars movie, and because the Rebel fleet has a medical frigate in the Star Wars movie, it just, like, blows it up. And, oh, now they're everywhere. Medical frigates are a thing. So, I don't know. Everywhere.
I know I could have a medical module added to my character. I mean, does that mean I could actually change my facial features there, or at least spawn there if I die?
That is somebody else's call.
Oh, God, no questions. Sorry, people. Today's Bensday have no answers to any questions.
Sorry.
So we'll move on to viewer questions and see if we can answer any of these. All right, so Ezrin wants to know, will the Carrack snub be form-fitted, or will it continue to have a small hangar that other ships might fit in? For example, a terrapin.
I don't think a terrapin will fit in there. I have to say TBD. They're still working on the Carrack, so I won't lock them into anything.
What about if we go really small and we say the... what's the Origin one? The really small one?
The 85X?
Yeah.
It's still TBD. I don't know yet, so I can't say.
But it is in production. We saw that.
It is, yeah.
Okay. Is the and this from Ezra 2, is the 2.0 sizing going to be in 3.0? Vehicle, small, medium, large, capital, and what will happen to the size 1, 2, 3, and 4 shield generators I have waiting to experiment on my new Super Collider? I guess that's his big endeavor.
They are making the transition to the Items 2.0 thing pretty much everywhere. If you follow the comm link this week, we're doing a series of posts to explain the transition, and that should cover everything.
Okay, that's cool. Junkyard Dog wants to know, is there any good news about the release date of the Battle Cruiser? Oh, wait. Could this be the Battle Cruiser?
No, it's nothing on a Battle Cruiser.
I mean, is that something... I mean, was the Battle Cruiser supposed to be a user purchase?
No, that's not a pledge ship. That's just a ship for the game.
A ship for the game. So that's something that we might have to wait for Squadron 42.
That's possible.
God, I can't get anything out of you today, Ben.
No, okay, I feel like a Battle Cruiser would just be too big for us to sell. You know, the Navy doesn't sell off battleships for anything but scrap.
Okay. Talula Rose, which I almost called her Tabula Rasa. Let's see what they have here. Oh, God. That was sent in the same thing twice. Okay, so we're not going to answer. I think we asked that one last week. Aiden Araki. Ben, I thought you said if you own a Carrack, you would get an Aquila as a loaner. But the documentation for a loaner shows an Andromeda. Is that because the Aquila was not in the game yet?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, cool.
Once the Aquila goes online, which I think is 3.0, we will make that swap.
Okay, Pappy Boynton wants to know, with the redesign of the Vanguard cockpit, it seems some mistakes are made. This is Pappy being the most critical of the Vanguard. This might be, can't answer it. Ben, why do the...
It's definitely going to be a can't answer.
We're going to see. Why do the pipes and struts and... I don't know. Why do the pipes... why are the pipes next to the struts and not following the struts? In other words, why do they have pipes going down next to it instead of on top of the struts? Why so many... we have no idea. Why so many MFDs? You can switch screens for different functions. It doesn't make sense. I think Pappy is feeling like somebody just broke his favorite ship. That's what it sounds like. There's cool design elements that go into every ship, and sometimes they're just... someone's idea, right?
Sometimes it's for the look. Sometimes it's an intentional balancing thing. I don't know in this case at all. I have not been involved with that. But there are all sorts of reasons for a ship to look the way it does. It's never going to be exactly the number one most efficient thing, because then we would just need one ship.
Okay. Will the 3.0 answer this question possibly? So let's ask it. When can we expect some info about ship running costs? It's hard to determine what a ship is right for a small crew because we don't know anything about how much it will cost to run.
I don't think there's going to be any of that in 3.0.
Okay. So we don't have to worry about paying for NPCs, paying for fuel, maintenance...
Not yet. I mean, there'll be some repair and maintenance and stuff, but not all the upkeep stuff they're thinking.
Yeah, I think they're thinking about a lot of things like hangar fees, landing fees, all that stuff, right?
Definitely.
You have to have some kind of money sink to pull money out of the game so it doesn't have overblown inflation, right?
Yeah, I call it a credit sink. So money sink sounds like we're taking actual money, but it's a in-game credit sink. It's
UEC sink. Okay.
UEC.
All right, question. And sorry if I missed it. This is from HunterCat. And sometime back, it was mentioned that a system for trading in equipment brought with UEC to acquire new and different equipment was being considered. Similar to how we can trade in ships for credit to get a newer release. In other words, what they're saying is they bought their weapons on... Sorry.
They're looking to melt Voyager direct stuff. Yeah.
We have to throw Sophie Cat away. Yeah, you know what I mean? They bought them over on... they bought them online, and they got them in their hangar, and then at some point they said we were going to be able to melt them and be able to use those credits to buy other things.
Mm-hmm. I'm not aware of any solid plans to... I mean, we talk about that occasionally, but I don't think there's been any solid... we're going to melt all the old stuff and let you restart. That's a TBD
not
there.
Melt all the stuff. It would be user, the user's choice. Because in the beginning, they buy a whole bunch of equipment because it was new and they didn't know what it was going to be for, and they just wanted to buy it. And now, it might not be for the ship that they really have. Mm-hmm. So they want to be able to trade it in and get something new.
I guess I would say we know it's wanted. It's just not something we're doing right now.
Okay. We're not connecting tonight, Ben.
Sorry.
I mean, these aren't that hard, right? Are they?
Well, you always want to tell them, of course we're going to do that. Absolutely. Everything you want, because we want the same stuff, but that one's not a priority.
Okay, so here's one that you definitely can't answer, but we'll go and figure it out anyway.
Right.
This is from Talon Blade. CIG requires money to support the event cost involved with GamesCon and CitizenCon. The trophy was $5 The trophy for $5 was one way to do this. Yet this year, for Gamescom, they're delivering nothing. Why dip into the development money when you can simply, when this simple process is available for little effort? We all want 3.0, but using that... Okay, so we're not going to go into that piece of it. What they're wondering about is, we used to get trophies and things for each one of these events. Are they coming? Or are they not?
We will be doing additional trophies. I think we're going to focus more, though, on smaller items that have some use to them. To me, it just feels like the trophies were piling up. There was 2 every year for 3 years. I do think we're going to bring back one for CitizenCon. Don't quote me on that for sure. I know they were talking about getting it done, but and I think you guys will see next week. There's other stuff that we'll be doing.
There's other stuff. So this ship that was released, is it the only ship?
The only ship ever?
No, this weekend. For Gamescom.
It's the only new ship that will be for sale for Gamescom.
Okay. Last year, there were variants for sale right around the anniversary sale. Is that going to happen again?
I don't think we're doing variants again this year, but we've got some other stuff.
Something exciting?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, absolutely. Something $700 to $1,200 is something like $100 to $200.
I wish I knew.
I know. So, have you already started on designs for what ships you're going to be working on in 2018?
I have, yes.
You have? Lots of meetings for that?
I have a meeting tomorrow to review stuff for that exactly.
So, if you had to pick a theme, like last year the theme was said that it was going to be like professions, what would the theme for next year be?
I don't think we're at a point yet where I would say these are the ships we're definitely doing yet, so I can't say.
Okay.
Certainly more of an intent to explore non-combat stuff, but we're getting to a point where pretty much every role we imagine is examined in some form, so it's filling in the stuff that we still need to make ladders work. And
okay.
Stay tuned.
Do you foresee there being a need for other salvage ships? Bigger, smaller, tiny?
A small salvage ship has been like a #1 request from backers, so I definitely see us doing that at some point.
Sounds like something for Xperia or something for a Xi'an company.
Yeah, I can see a human design.
I'm not trying to pull something out of you. I know. But I mean, it's like we already have 6 billion ships from Aegis,
Yeah.
And we have 4 from RSI, right? We have the Aurora, we have the Connie, we have the Orion, and we have the Polaris, right?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't fit with the RSI concept so much. No. So it doesn't fit with Aegis either, so it would have to be one of the others.
Drake.
I could see Drake doing a small salvage. Yeah,
MISC, but they have a ton of ships too, but most of them are modular, so just copies of the original.
Yeah, and I could see doing like some variant of the Prospector if we wanted to go that direction, but nothing locked down.
Do you have any plans to introduce any new companies for building ships at some point?
No solid plans right now. I think we've got a couple companies that need some more exploration. But
okay, you meant exploration into what they're going to create, not in the exploration field. Yeah.
No, not more exploration ships. More of an exploration of the ships they're doing. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God, I can't wait until next week to figure out what this freaking ship does. Is it bigger than a bread box? No.
It's much bigger than a bread box.
Is it bigger than an Idris?
It's up there. It's one of our largest ships.
Holy cow. And made by Consolidated Outland?
Well, I mean, Elon Musk didn't make the Tesla to make Teslas. He made the Tesla, and then he went on to make tube trains and sending people to Mars.
He's also making a rocket called the BFR.
Yes.
And what does the F stand for? You know, so
big friendly rocket.
So Silas Kawarner isn't Richard Branson, Jeff Bezos, or anyone cool like that. He's more of the rough and tumbled Elon Musk.
He's a mixture of people, but he has that. He's not someone who rests on his laurels. He wants to. He feels like he's created the Mustang. He's disrupted RSI's dominance on the starter level civilian ships, and now he's gonna go fix the universe in some other way he sees it's broken. So.
Oh wow. So he made a ship that could set up a racetrack anywhere in the universe.
No, I can say he did not do that.
Okay. I know, Ben, there's no way to get it out of you, is there?
No, I'm sorry. Gotta wait another week.
Let's have a wager. Okay. All right. So, folks, I really want you to get your questions in. A lot of them that you sent in had already been asked by Q&As or different videos that came out from RSI over the last 2 weeks, or at least what we now know from the people that can't keep their mouths shut on inside of the avocados, So please send your questions into starcitizenaa@gmail.com or in the link below. You can join the Discord channel, which I occasionally am in. You could leave it in the Bensday thread, and you could also talk to me in the live channel. There's also a live channel there for people that want to join me when I'm streaming, and that's for Patreons only, which you could become one too at patreon.com/Batgirl. Ben, thank you for being with me. I feel like you didn't give me any information today.
I did not give you any information. I'm sorry.
Can we get something? Let's see if we can get something.
I truly don't have anything for you.
No, I got to think of something.
All right, think of a question.
All right, let's see if we can do this. If you were to get this ship from Consolidated Outland, would it be best painted white, black, or some kind of vibrant color?
Well, it's very industrial, so I think just raw metal would work for me.
Gotcha. Ben, thank you for that little tidbit. And Ben, it's always a pleasure. I hope we can have a little bit more answered next week, just a tiny bit more.
I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm going to be pretty busy next week. So the week after.
We can skip that then. We'll come back in 2 weeks, and I'll do some live streams next week. All right. Everyone, thank you very much for joining me. And Ben, thank you. And with that said, you all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.